Hello.
How would you like to be a hero? Most of us probably would, but it sounds really difficult. We think of William Wallace, people who sacrificed their lives, dirty, beat up, tortured. We see heroism as requiring everything we have to give. One day my daughter and I went outside and we saw there was a bird's nest in our arborvitae. A bird had unwisely built a bird's nest right over the concrete slab of our patio. Two of the baby birds had fallen out of the nest. One was already dead, but one was still alive. So I went and got a step ladder. I scooped up the baby bird and put it back in the nest, and I didn't see him again, and the nest was empty, so I assumed that that little bird went on to live his happy little bird life. So I did something that for me took maybe 3 minutes of my time. The truth was that I did something that was exceptionally easy for me, but I saved a bird's life. So to the bird, I was a superhero. This is how I'm looking at this year's presidential election. There are all kinds of issues on the table, and most of us, when we hear one thing we disagree with, we're like, oh, I'm out. In the case of a lot of Gary Johnson people, they don't like that he would force a baker to bake a cake. So they hear that and they're out. You know, Gary Johnson is a sucky libertarian because he's not libertarian enough for the libertarians. On the other hand, I can't help but see in my news feed on a regular basis, I see innocent people that the United States government is killing. 90% of our drone kills are not the intended target. So we're killing civilians on a regular basis. In Syria, we are wiping out entire villages. The footage makes me ill. These are families that have absolutely nothing to do with plotting the demise of the United States. Although, if you lost a family member, you might get motivated to plot the demise of the United States. Regardless, these are the most recent ones are in Syria, but we have been making mistakes. We took out a hospital, we took out several weddings. To have a war with Syria was less popular with Americans than colonoscopies and root canals. So I know that I'm in the majority when I say that I don't want my government to be killing these people. So to me, if I'm looking at priorities and what is the president really able to do? Okay, they make all kinds of promises. They're not, so Gary Johnson, I've heard people, say, oh, he wants to end Social Security. Okay, sure, but he can't. I mean, the reasonable conclusion would not be he's going to end Social Security. For all the talk of people making abortion the number one issue, is that why abortion was banned during the pro-life presidency of George W. Bush? And he had all three bodies. When George W. Bush took office, he had all three bodies under Republican control. So why wasn't abortion banned if it's so important? If you want to prioritize, the most authority that the president has is as commander-in-chief. I personally would like to be a hero. I would like to be a hero to little kids and families in the Middle East that we are bombing without reason. How about we be heroes to these people that we're killing, to these innocent people that we kill? We don't want to kill them, right? You and I, we don't want to kill them. And all we have to do is go out and vote for an anti-war candidate. Hillary Clinton is a warmonger. Donald Trump is a warmonger. Gary Johnson will be on the ballot in all 50 states. He is anti-war. I believe Jill Stein is also anti-war, although she will only be on the ballot in 3/4 of states. So mathematically speaking, she's not as good of a bet. Here is an easy thing that you can do. Rather than saying, don't waste your vote, all you anti-war people, how about we stand up for the innocent people that the United States government has been killing, and we elect an anti-war president for a change? That's really all I would ask for. All the other details, they seem inconsequential compared with the footage that I see of us murdering people. So if you'd like to see a change, let's be heroes to these people. It doesn't cost us very much. Going out and voting is only a few minutes of your time. Trump and Clinton are the two least popular nominees in history. If you're in Minnesota, Trump fared worse here than he did anywhere in the nation. And the presidency is decided by the Electoral College. So unless you're in a swing state, I don't even want to hear the fear-based voting thing. In Minnesota, just vote your conscience. Trump is not winning Minnesota anyway. If you can stomach the footage, Google what I'm saying. Google the recent bombings. See what we're up to, because we could be heroes. this election. If there ever was a time that was ripe, and you can see it everywhere. In fact, Politico just yesterday said, prepare a third podium. So they are prepping for Gary Johnson for a third party to be in the presidential debates this time. So 2016 is a game changer when you've got the two least popular nominees in recorded history. Thanks for watching.